Today, I want to spend some time talking about the coronavirus. Many people have been reaching out and feeling stressed or having severe anxiety due to the impact this pandemic is having on their lives. If you are feeling this way, please know that what you're feeling is completely normal and it is a warranted response. There are some dangerous things going on right now, especially with the lack of control we are feeling and the fearfulness of the health concerns involved. This virus is affecting so many areas of our lives: our health, our jobs, our finances, the ability to get supplies, and even the way we socialize and travel in our personal and professional lives. We are living in uncertain times, and this can create fear. As human beings, we have the need for certainty. We need to know that everything is going to be fine. For example, we feel good when we know we have a stable job and we're able to support ourselves and our family. When any area of our life seems out of balance and we are not feeling safe and confident about that area, we become fearful as to what's to come in the future. Now, the circumstances we are all in now is presenting challenges in so many areas of our lives that we are really having to think about how we can stay stable until everything begins to improve. Now, life is a combination of both pain and pleasure, and both have opportunities and challenges. The fear we often feel is due to the lack of control we have over our circumstances that occur in our lives. It's important to know that we are not always going to be in control of every situation. However, we are in control of how we choose to react when we are faced with adversity. This will affect what the experience is for us. Now, I am in no way minimizing this situation, but we need to focus our efforts on problem solving and coming up with ways to make the most of things until they improve. This is certainly not the journey that we chose. However, worrying is not going to help. Instead, we can take action by putting together the best plan for our circumstances, which will help us to feel more in control. Perhaps we can embrace uncertainty and find comfort knowing that it's not permanent, but just a small piece of time that we must get through. Accepting uncertainty is not easy. However, being able to do this can improve our ability to be flexible and bounce back quicker from each circumstance we face. Now let's look at some questions maybe we can ask ourselves when challenges arise that can help us to see what is in our control and what we can do. For example, we can ask ourselves, what can I control in this situation? What can I do right now to keep progressing my life while I wait for things to settle down or get better? Who can I go to for help if I need it? It's time to shift our approach. We can choose to use our energy to feed our distress, or we can choose to use our energy to help us to feel more empowered. Being that said, I have put together 8 ways that I believe will help you to regain your power. So let's get started. Number 1, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, has put out some guidelines on how to keep this virus from spreading. For example, washing our hands and making sure we are following the social distancing. This is a form of control because we can stop this virus from continuing to keep spreading. We have comfort knowing we are actively participating in stopping this virus from infecting more people. Number 2, being able to know we can take the steps to protect ourselves during all this is very important. For example, ordering food and supplies online and having them delivered rather than going to the store can give us peace of mind to know we won't expose ourselves to this virus and still be able to get the supplies we need for ourselves and our families. Number 3, finances. Finances can be a huge stress on anyone, especially if you've lost your job or have reduced hours. Sitting down and figuring out what bills are coming up can help us to see where we are financially. Once this is done, we can evaluate what we need to do in order to get assistance. Being able to get this situated can take a big stress off of ourselves. Now, I know it can be hard to sit down and do this one, as it can be discouraging and give us anxiety to even think about our bills. But if we ignore this step and we don't plan for our upcoming future, we can cause ourselves more stress later on down the road. This can even open up our eyes to looking at other ways to making money, such as working online to get more streams of income flowing in. Number 4, limit the amount of time we spend watching the news. It's definitely important to stay informed. However, let's not be obsessed about it and check every hour. The coronavirus is a real problem. However, it's important to be intentional of what we look at so we can better manage our anxiety. There are some terrifying stories the news will post that can make us even feel more fear, which is not at all helpful for us. Let's not allow fear to run the show, and definitely don't let the news media control our emotions. It's important to ask ourselves if the information is helping us. Also, we need to be sure we are getting our information from a reliable source, such as the CDC. Some other forms of news will be out there, but it may not give accurate information or even give us the important information that we need. Number 5, being able to maintain a routine as much as possible is very important. A lot of things have changed in our lives. However, we have the control to stick with some of our regular routines. For example, set up a structure for the day, like getting up at a certain time, taking a shower, and making a workspace for ourselves somewhere in the house. Also, if there are specific times that you used to do something, such as exercise maybe before or after work, perhaps you can keep that the same. Staying in a routine can help provide an anchor of predictability, which will decrease our stress level and give us a sense of control. Number 6, self-care. Self-care is really important. Being able to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health is so necessary, especially right now. Now, I will not go into any detail here as I didn't want to make this video too long. I will post another video shortly that will specifically cover all the ways we can practice good self-care. Number 7, communicating with others can help us to reduce our anxiety. Even though we are having this social distancing, this shouldn't prevent us from staying in touch with family and friends, as we have many other ways that we can keep in contact with them. We have phone calls, texting, Skype, FaceTime, Google Hangouts, Facebook, and many others. There are also groups online as well that we can connect with if we don't have anyone we can reach out to. It's so important to not isolate ourselves right now. Being able to stay connected with others can reduce our feelings of being alone and also lessen our anxiety. And now the last step, number 8, faith. Faith is something we don't have to learn. It's something we're born with. Faith is what fuels us through the times of fear and uncertainty. Faith is stronger than fear. And by embracing faith, we can allow ourselves to walk away from fear and work to build ourselves up, even when things might be falling apart around us. When we work on ourselves on the inside, we can become stronger both mentally and physically. And then when everything starts to come back together, we will be stronger on the other side. So those are the 8 areas we can work on to help us to gain more control and lessen our stress and anxious feelings in this time of uncertainty. Human beings are resilient, and we can always learn to adapt to our environment. We can flow with change and be confident in our ability to survive no matter what comes and no longer let fear stand in the way. We will get through this, and we will come out of this a much better version of ourselves. Let's move forward together and be sure we are spreading calm and connection rather than panic. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you find these tips helpful. I am sending all of my love and prayers out to each of you. Please feel free to comment below and let me know your thoughts and if you have some things you would like to add. I would love to hear what all of you think and what perhaps is working good for you. Have a blessed day. Thank you.